Today's art lesson, you're going to be making a metal tooled mask. Now for this project, you will need to have your special foil. More than likely, the 36 gauge foil is not going to be available in craft stores, so you will need to order this from an art supply store. And it doesn't cost too much money. The other materials that you're going to need are a pair of scissors, a hole punch, a notebook or magazine, and a dull pencil, as well as your mask design. Now you notice that with my mask design that I kept the edges very simple, and the reason that I kept it simple is because we are going to be folding back the foil, and you'll see that it can be difficult if you have a lot of really intricate edges. So you want to keep your design simple. Let's get started. With your mask design, you do want to tape it down to your foil. That way, if you have it loose, it might slip and then your lines are going to get in the wrong place. And with metal tooling, you can't erase the lines. So you want to make sure that you have them in one place from the start. Now I'm going to take my dull pencil, and with the foil on top of my padding, I'm going to outline just the eyes and the outside part of the mask. I'm not going to do all the design part at this point. That's going to be coming up later on. So right now I'm outlining the mask, and I'll also be getting the holes for the eyes. You want to push hard enough to where it does do an indent into the foil. And the reason you want to have a dull pencil for this lesson is because if it's too sharp, it can poke right through the metal. So I've finished up doing the eyes and the outline of the mask. And you can see that I have that here. Next, we're going to be cutting the foil. Now when you're cutting it, you don't want to cut on your line. You want to cut maybe 1 centimeter outside of the line. And when you're working on the eyes, use your hole punch to punch the hole, and then you can use the scissors and slip it in that hole and cut within the eyes. I have one that I've already completed here. So I did stay outside the lines. And you notice with the eyes, what I did is instead of cutting inside the eyes, I cut little slits because we're going to be folding that back. And so you're going to fold all of these sections outside. And if you want to, you can even use your scissors to smooth it down. And then we're going to be using our tape here again real soon. So you're going to be folding it back and smoothing it down. And because this is going to have sharp edges, you do need to take care as you're working on this mask. Don't be working on any really sharp edges without taking care. And then you're going to do the same thing with the edges, and that pencil line that you drew is going to make it real easy to fold down your edges of the mask. Now we don't want any of these sharp edges exposed to our skin, and so what you're going to do next after you fold down all of your edges is you're going to use your masking tape, and you're going to tape down any of the raw edges of the metal, and then that way when you're wearing it, it'll be safe against your skin. And so you would just use your masking tape and tape down any of those edges, which is what I've done on this one. So all of the edges have been taped down. After you complete taping it down, you can come back to your original mask. Now what I would do is I would cut out this design here. And after you have it all cut out, you can once again tape it down onto your mask. And then you can trace right over all of your lines that you have there with your dull pencil. And after you trace all of your lines down, ways that